Are we live? It says that we're live. Are we live? This is a super duper impromptu. Gotta get something done because the people been asking for a long time. They're like, I've recently, not I'm gonna say some months ago, I started doing hot topics and stuff like that. So I know it's late. I know it's really about the replay, but I got to get the product out, and I get the energy in the field. Even if I get 10 people on here, I'm just trying to catch a live, grab some people, get some people in the comments to just get a feel for me doing hot topics again. Because y'all know, like I've been doing, I've been kind of hanging back, and I ain't been consistent as I was. I still don't have nobody in here, so I'm gonna act like y'all in here. I'm gonna give it a few minutes to talk about it because the topics I got to say or talking about, I got something to say about them, and the people say they want to hear them, and I really get them because the topics I got, they're getting kind of cold, so I can't wait no longer. I got to do it tonight, and just to get an update, I've been working on what I'm doing. I've been working on Love Is Blind because I felt like I missed last year, and actually, Love Is Blind is one of my favorite shows. So I said I'm not going to miss it this year. I'm gonna get it out there and really get onto it. But for now, I've been having problems loading up my videos. So I got one coming, at least one tonight, and I got a couple of them already written up. So I'm definitely gonna get more consistent in that. The problem I had with Love Is Blind is that it comes out in chunks, like 1 through 4, and I don't really be having time to do all of that. But like I said, the people have spoken. They say get out there. I need to put out Love Is Blind. That's what we're gonna do. So if you in there, put something in the comments, put something in the chat. Let me know you here before I get started. Because I said this is kind of late. I don't expect a lot of people. I didn't schedule it because scheduling's been crazy, but people gonna catch it on the replay game. So where we at in time? With my clock at 2 minutes. I'm probably gonna get started in about on the 5 minute mark. And so I guess as far as Love Is Blind, we still got what we call it. We got what do we have? Ready to Love. Ready to Love ain't quite over yet. We still got to do the reunion. And of course, I'll be doing the panels. I'll be live streaming the panels from Sabrina Soul's channel onto mine as well. And we have a time there because now it looks like I'm gonna have to have another what do you call it? I'm gonna have to pick something else up because I just got off of Auntie's Advice Live, and she was telling me something about this. What do you call it? I think it's called the Golden Bachelor. The first time like there's a older people, doing a bachelorette. I mean, I ain't never even really watched a bachelorette, but I listen to Auntie's advice because she always tells me good stuff professionally because she's a pro and that's what she do. Well, I don't see nobody in the chat. I know somebody, y'all know we about the comments, so I need to see somebody in the chat to know somebody is here. Let me know. Y'all coming in, just say something, say hello, say you can hear me. My mic sounds nice. Check one, because I'm about to get started in about a minute and a half or so. So where y'all at? Who in here? Say something to me. Like I said, this was just a super impromptu. There we go. When you see it, let me hit it. I can't even say it. Get it out fast enough. It's Danny Owens. When I see Danny Owens, I get excited. Danny Owens brings that energy. I got, yo, Colton James Hard. Hey, what we got? Celestial Monique. I like that. Hey, hey. Tamika Musgrave. Hey. What's that, Danny? Danny's putting some type of emoji down. I can't see. I ain't got my glasses, but I feel like I need my glasses because I didn't. What do you call? I don't have no notes on that. We're gonna go off the top of the dome, because it's just something. Some things I need to speak on. Like I said, especially for these because they're getting a little cold. These hot topics are cooling, so I got to get it out there, let the people hear what I feel. Because the motto of this channel is say what you say. So, however you feel about it. And I want to try to keep this going for like a weekly segment because there's always stuff happening and certain things that motivate me. Just want y'all to hear how I feel about them or what I think. Especially with I don't do no citing sources or whatever. I'm getting this information. I'm just getting it from, the YouTube world or whatever. So that's what we're gonna do. We get ready to get started. We hitting the 5 minute mark. I ain't gonna be here too long. It's funny that I always say I ain't gonna be here too long. I'll be here for a whole hour, but I don't think it's gonna be that. It's a little late. And I appreciate everybody stopping by or whatever. So who we gonna start with? Let's start with excuse me. Let's start with Simone and Melody. Excuse me. Hey Chandra. I wanted to speak on Simone and Melody. Simone is from the previous seasons from Ready to Love. She had got eliminated and later up hooking up with Rashid, who didn't pick her throughout the process. And they did a little podcast and everything, and they were getting very popular, and they were engaged and moving towards marriage, and even got engaged on Ready to Love, like just coming on as a spot guest, which I knew. I was saying it from the beginning, and I had said it when I was on the Ready Love panel that, like, hey, the connection isn't there. Hey, it ain't gonna work. Hey, not being a hater, I could just see what I see. But we ain't going too deep in that. It just comes off like right now, Simone is really doing her own thing about she's doing her thing where she's doing background checks on people and all that on her YouTube page. And we all know Melody Holt from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Some people love her, some people hate her, but she's the infamous ex-wife of Martell Holt, and we know Martell Holt. And there's a thing where Melody she was I guess celebrating receiving an honorary doctorate from, I guess, some college or whatever, and she was happy about it. And I can't confirm, but Simone said she didn't post directly under Melody's Hope, where she insinuated that, like, well, I guess everybody can call themselves a doctor and all that, like belittling and downing what Melody feels like she accomplished. And that kind of bothered me. That kind of bothered me in a sense of, like, when I was on our last live, Dr. Mary McWilliams said, it's like when you feel like, yeah, everybody has an opinion, and I'm quoting a real doctor that was on my live. When everybody has an opinion, but when you feel like you're dishonoring somebody or you're trying to, like, tear them down and all of that, that's when it really gets to be a problem. And I don't like that. I don't like that a lot, because it's almost like Simone is coming off like her behavior is coming like trollish, like she's getting a buzz and a pop. Because surely you in the real YouTube world, it's like it's in the show business. There's no such thing as bad publicity. As long as people hear your name, can get to your channel, that it don't matter whether it's good or bad. As long as they get there, as long as you get the clicks and the likes and all of that. And the fact that the story went deeper where Melody saying, like, she didn't know Simone or never heard of her, but I guess figured out or found out that she was she's a co-cast member of the OWN network for a show. And it's like yeah, it went deep in that. So Melody decided to, I didn't see it, but said that she posted the receipt that Rashid was in her DM. So she felt like Simone had some type of motive behind that. And then Simone was like, oh no, Melody is salty because I turned down a production deal. And Melody saying, oh, well, I don't do production deals unless you have a budget. It just got real messy. But like I said, regardless of what was said, it started with Simone putting a negative comment under her picture. And like I said, on this channel, the motto is say what you say. But when we start getting like we hating each other or trying to tear each other down, on my opinion, do I think an honorary doctorate is important or it makes you a real doctor? No, I have an honorary doctorate with Ready to Love. I'm the only person on the Ready Love panel that hasn't been a cast member. So you can call me Dr. J Dub, but you may not feel that way. And guess what? If I was really proud of that accomplishment, I would want somebody to just let me be proud. If you don't agree with it, just feel that way, but don't come under my post while I'm proud of my honorary doctor Ready to Love talking about me or saying I ain't really doing nothing. Yeah, that's negative, and then it's crazy. But the thing is, I don't think Simone cares. But like when you really come for Melody, Melody is like she's like the Beyonce of Huntsville. Like she got the mellometers, the male hive. You know, them people gonna come for you in real life. They don't play about Melody. Like there's a lot of people who don't like Melody, but it's a whole lot of people who do. So that just wasn't a good move because, excuse me, as far as I know, Simone actually shut down her IG page because they came for it. They came crashing. They came head first because they don't play about male like that. And that was probably the last person that you would want to do that to. But you know, like Sean just said, she been trolling, and I think you could do it a better way because that's like that's discrediting, but it might just work because there are a lot of miserable people out here who love to be negative and talk all kind of crazy stuff about you. So it might work, but I just didn't like that. I thought Simone was like a bit classier than that or whatever. But who knows? Rashid could have drove her crazy. Shade in the city, Trees and Nails. Hey, I'm glad you made. I know y'all be up late all the time. That's y'all thing. So I'm not surprised to see y'all, but I'm glad y'all made it. So yeah, it really wasn't much to say about that. I just didn't. I had to speak on that because that trend. That's a bad trend. Like that trolling trend. Like you gonna just speak negatively about somebody. Yeah, you got your opinion. Opinions are one thing, but trying to tear somebody down is another thing. It's ugly. I hate it. Let's go to the next one because we're gonna keep it real short. And I want to speak on next. Who we gonna go with next? Who we got? Nicki Minaj. I don't even give him nothing. Nicki Minaj and her husband, the man she chose to be in holy matrimony with. It had a situation where Nicki Minaj was doing the MTV Music Awards, and her husband, obviously him and his friends, they got into some type of internet beef with Offset because it's a history between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B where they got real beef. Shoes get thrown and they get physical. They going back and forth. It's almost like the female Tupac and Biggie, and I think it's really out of hand. Granted, I'm not a millionaire, but I'm just thinking if and when I become a millionaire, I don't think I'm gonna want to be fighting nobody or shooting nobody or waiting for nobody outside. I just don't see that. It just don't make no sense. And just the fact that, like, yeah, Nicki and Cardi really got beef. It's just like when I see her husband, the man she chose, uh, it's just like he brings a bad light because he already has a bad rep. I don't know the whole details about the charges because he was like a certified, he had to register as a sex offender, and that's why he's on probation. And then by him threatening Offset on camera, violated his probation, so he got 120 days for making that threat, saying Offset was on vacation, but now he's gonna be playing his funeral. And here's the thing. Think about this. Like, hey, we don't choose who people choose for their partners. We really don't have a say-so on that. But Nicki Minaj is a super international rap star, pop star. And I was talking about, just like as the Beehive and the Mellometers, like, Nicki got the barbs, and the barbs, it's a serious thing. This is international. And the fact that like she's worth over $100 million, the man she chose always seems to bring a negative stigma against her. And I'm like, and you got to think about that. They say her husband, what is 45 years old? They just had a baby, like a 2-year-old. The baby's 2. He on the internet posing threats to Offset about some beef. And the thing is, again, this is somebody's husband. This is somebody's father. And I got to get you to understand. I know that, my motto, the internet has totally ruined the world. People don't even be thinking. They be lost. They be gone. But her husband is in my age bracket. So we didn't have that back then. And even still, especially for people who are from the streets, still have that same street mentality. They would never pose no threats over the internet under any circumstances. You're burying yourself because anything happened to Offset, Cardi, they got the evidence. And these days, they don't have to prove anything. They just have to have circumstances. And just the fact that this 45-year-old man, husband, father, that they live in a $20 million house up in Calabasas, with Michael Jackson and the Kardashians and everybody live, and LeBron and Jay-Z is on the street threatening a rapper about something that was said over the internet. I don't even know the details. I just think that that's so ridiculous. And you got to understand, Nicki Minaj as of today is the number one female rapper. That's it. She is the queen. She could say that and really mean that. And the company that she keeps, the man she chose to be married to, it's sad. Hey, but that's her choice. I just think it's quite ridiculous. And like I said, knowing again what age bracket this man is, what he did was an absolutely no. He from the streets. He from that. Nobody believes in that and doing what he did. It don't even make sense. You get it. He was 25 and he pulling out guns and all that kind of stuff. That's what they do. They don't get it. We come from a different place. That's an absolute no. And I'm just thinking I want better for Nicki, but I can't want better for her than she want for herself. So let me just get off that and let's move on to something else, because I think we get to the last topic. We're going to keep this real short and sweet. It's late. Who can we go to? We're going to Akon and Young Jeezy and Jeannie Mai. and Jeannie, I ain't even saying it right. People mess it up all the time. Jeannie Mai. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's just this topic is like a big old onion, and you still can't really get to it, the layers of it, because we don't have the full statements of what's been really going on. Hey Danielle, we don't know what's been really truly going on. All we know, the details. It's just a lot of details coming out that we on another subject, but this is perfect. Nicki is going to be her own demise at some point. Absolutely, she's self-destructing. It's really that serious. Thank you, Meezy. Yeah. So all we know is that Jeezy has filed for divorce, and it was noted that it was actually back in June, and it was stated that allegedly the divorce filing was a surprise to Jeannie. When we found out, she found out. And it's just a thing. It's been allegations of cultural differences, that the marriage can't be put back together. And it's been rumored that it's having something to do with the way her mother is controlling and running the house. And I mean, and people are reveling in this. They oh, who told Jeezy to go to the other side, marry an Asian woman. He got 3 different baby mothers and all that kind of good stuff. But see what happens. I don't get into that. Same thing with Nicki Minaj. You let people love who they love. Only you know what's good for you or what you want. No matter how close anybody is to you, they don't know what you truly want or what makes you happy. So I mean, I get it, but I never could understand with him having knowledge of Jeannie being taped on the reel, in which Jeezy said he told her what she told him is saying that comment about she likes her dark meat on the side and the white meat keeps her lean and mean. And I don't know how you can interpret that any other way. And she tried to explain on the reel. It got worse and worse and worse when she talking about she's attracted to black guys, but she deals with white guys, and she keeps that dark meat on the side. And I'm thinking like, okay, um, just wondering, how would you feel comfortable marrying someone that publicly states their preference of someone else other than your race, and that your race should be on the side? There's no other way to take it. But, to each his own. And, in life, you get what you get. So it's crazy. What Measy say? They should have done a lot more talking before they got married. I'm hoping they work it out, though. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because, if for what they saying, Measy, it's like, it seems, because we don't know the inside, that it could actually be worked out. It could be. It's hard to say, like on the internet. They also said that Jeezy had a problem with Jeannie, like making, I guess, being in the public eye. Yeah, high profile. You know, it's a thing where like maybe he wasn't into the internet life anymore, even though, because you never know. You see him rolling the drop top Rolls Royce, she rapping, they doing their thing. But I can imagine that, G's been in the spotlight or the rap game for a while, and he's getting older. And when you get older, you do have different goals or things you want to do or how you plan your life. And Jeezy, I said Jeezy, Jeannie she's fired from the real because the show dissolved, but she's got like a new job at Entertainment Tonight, and she's up and coming still. So I can imagine how the internet presence is heavy for her, because it just seems like even when they weren't together, she was still filming or supporting Jeezy with his new book. They were in Vietnam actually in June, and he filed in the month of June, or he put the paperwork together because they documented that. So let's see. This is a good question. Shade in the City. Do you think Jeezy used her to up his profile? Now, I gotta say, that's a good perspective on that, because even though, well, Jeannie Mai is a public figure, so her audience could elevate Jeezy, like how he got his book out there. So when you see Jeezy, like, oh, that's Jeannie Mai's husband, it makes you think that, I don't know about Hollywood at all, but I think that all of those things are strategic moves in which you're trying to elevate you want to build yourself up. It's the thing. So yeah, I definitely think that there's something there, absolutely, to diversify his profile. Yes. So if Jeannie Mai got a million followers, if Jeezy get half of them or a quarter of them, I mean, it's a win-win. And now it just got it was so complicated, because at the time when Jeannie was married to her lean and mean white man, she didn't want to have any babies. And she even said that, and came out that said she had an anger issue and that it was a thing between them. And where like Jeezy was checking her on it, but she didn't like the way he was responding, I guess, to her anger. Go figure. But yeah, it just sounds like a big old mess. And like, yeah, they got together more for publicity, but I don't know the ins and outs of their marriage. And they, just it is a shame that they got together and had a baby, and now they're splitting up so soon. That is a bad thing. Let me see what Measy say. But I think it's nothing but cultural differences and just two hard-headed people. It sounds like they need to compromise. Right, Measy. And when you say that, it sounds, I guess, easier said than done, because that's what marriage is about. Being able to compromise, because you're no longer just dealing with your thoughts and feelings. You have to manage the other person's feelings and consider them. So that absolutely, from what we hear, because we don't hear like, oh, Jeezy got another baby, or Jeezy got some light meat on the side, or none of that kind of stuff. So yeah, and the fact that Jeezy he filed for divorce, because it is statistically true that most women file for divorce. So it's got to be something there. Okay, with me to say on the real, Jeannie said all the time she took care of her family. So I don't know why she didn't talk about this with him. So that's Measy, you bringing it tonight. You helping me. You're making this panel be alive and come alive. I said panel, the chat, because it is one thing, even living in a, who knows, a 10, $15,000 square foot mansion. It's one thing to say, like, oh yeah, it's cool. I'm working. Bring your family in, your mom or your brother, whoever's coming. But it's also a difference, a, a difference in it's a difference in living it. You know, you can say in theory, that, like, yeah, it'll work and it'll be fine. Because I mean, to me, especially when you got that money, why they gotta be in the house? Let them be in that guest house outside, or get enough acreage. Everybody can have their own house. Get a brother house. Everybody got the house, and y'all just come visit when y'all feel like it. But you know, it depends how all the setup is. So you know, yeah, it's one thing of just living it and talking about it, because like Jeezy, he doesn't have a close knit family, so I'm sure that was a huge adjustment, and especially what it comes off from what I see, Jeannie's mother is very opinionated, and again, I don't know too much about the Asian culture like that, so I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be. I know they say culturally they take care of their elders, but I don't know if they run in the household. And way her mother be talking, it seemed like she thinks she's running and stuff. So that could be a problem. Alice D. Gray said, Jay, you should do a live tomorrow after reunion. I don't know anything about the people you're talking about, so I'm gonna have to catch you on the next one. Okay, I appreciate you stopping by, Alice. Yeah, tomorrow it'll be a little late for me, but I'm definitely gonna do something for the reunion to keep it going. And like I said, to mention for anybody coming in, I'm definitely working on Love is Blind. By the end of this live, I should definitely have the first episode downloaded, and I have some other ones written up. So I'm gonna get consistent with all of that. So I appreciate everybody. Easy. Sorry for all the typos. I'm at work typing too fast. No problem. The problem is I could barely see it, but I read it just fine. So I appreciate you. Um, you know, yeah. So yes, I'm with y'all. You know, I don't. I would hate to see that those things that we know about are irreconcilable differences. The marriage is just, it can't be fixed or anything like that, because again, they've only been married like over 2 years and they have a 2-year-old baby. Like, what's the point? Y'all could have just, got together and did y'all thing. They yeah, it's just a thing. It's a thing, and most of us feel bad about it. I don't have a say on it, big thinking like, oh, Jeezy was a traitor. He went to the other side. No, that's the woman he chose. That's who he loved. That's who he wanted to start a family with for whatever reasons. That's his choice. The same with Nicki. We can't change that, but it's just the fact that, like, wow, you hear that and think like they really gone that way. So pretty much that was it. I think I was going to talk about Blueface and Krishan, but I don't really get into them like that. It's so toxic and it gets so bad. And then when they start talking about the babies hurt and she ain't taking them, I can't do all of that. I can't stand that. I can't do that. So yeah, that's gonna be about it. I would just want to do something real quick to really get out there and try to get this going like once a week to grab some hot topics. Let y'all hear my opinion. Like I said, most people gonna catch it on the replay, because normally I don't do lives this late, but I just wanted to put something out there, and that's about it, y'all. I appreciate y'all stopping by, checking me out. You know what I'm saying, on this late night live. And like I said, just be sure to check out if you're into Love is Blind, check out my reviews coming. Alice the Great said, no panels though, they're exhausting. I know it takes some time to get used to, because when I used to be on little black books panels, I used like 3 hours, but I get it now. But yes, I'm what do you call it? I'm campaigning to have them trimmed down as well, because it's a lot, because we got other stuff to do. Okay, Shade in the City, Teresa Nails, happy to see you live. I appreciate you stopping through. And as I always tell y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really appreciate it and I really mean it. I'll see y'all soon.